A woman appears in heaven, not on the earth, in the sky itself, suspended in the fabric of the vision like a sign painted on the back of the universe. She is clothed with the sun. The moon is under her feet. On her head is a crown of 12 stars, and she is pregnant, crying out in labor, screaming in pain as she is about to give birth. Before you ask who she is, something else appears. A great red dragon, enormous. 7 heads, 10 horns, 7 crowns sitting on its 7 heads. Its tail sweeps a third of the stars out of the sky and flings them to the earth. And if that sounds like a poetic flourish, it is not. The word used for stars in Jewish apocalyptic literature is the same word used for angels. A third of the heavenly host, raked out of their positions and hurled to the ground in one motion, like a hand clearing a table. The dragon stands in front of the woman. It is waiting for her child to be born so it can devour it the moment it arrives. She gives birth, a male child who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. That phrase is not original to Revelation. It comes from Psalm 2, one of the oldest messianic texts in the Hebrew Bible, a direct reference to the promised king descended from David. The identity of the child is not a mystery. It is Jesus. And the identity of the dragon is not a mystery either. The text will name it explicitly within the next few verses, but you already know what it is. You have always known what it is. The child is snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman flees into the wilderness, to a place prepared for her by God, where she will be taken care of for 1,260 days. The same 3.5 years. The same 3.5 years. The same duration that keeps recurring like a scar that will not heal. And now the vision cuts somewhere else, not to the wilderness, to heaven itself. And what John sees there is not worship, it is a war. Michael and his angels fight against the dragon. The dragon and its angels fight back. And the dragon loses. It is not strong enough. The text is blunt about this. It does not describe an epic cosmic battle that hangs in the balance. It says the dragon was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. Whatever that war looked like, the outcome was not in doubt. The great dragon is hurled down. And here, finally, the text names it, stacking identities like charges read at a sentencing. That ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. 4 names, 1 being. The serpent from Eden, the accuser from Job, the adversary from every dark corner of the Old Testament, now named and stripped of every alias. It is hurled to the earth, and its angels are hurled with it. A loud voice in heaven announces what this means. Now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters, who accuses them before our God day and night, has been hurled down. They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death. That last line needs to land properly. The mechanism of victory over the most powerful evil being in existence is not military force, not angelic firepower. It is human willingness to die rather than recant. The martyrs defeated the dragon, not by surviving, by not caring if they survived. Then the voice shifts register. It drops the celebration and delivers a warning. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you who dwell in them. But woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury, because he knows that his time is short. This is the theological engine of everything that follows in Revelation. The dragon has been expelled from heaven permanently, and its response is rage. Cornered, humiliated, knowing the clock is running, it turns its full attention to the earth. Everything that happens from this point forward in the book The beasts, the mark, the persecution, the bowls of wrath, is downstream of this moment. A supremely powerful being, stripped of its position, burning through its remaining time with nothing left to lose. The dragon pursues the woman. She is given the 2 wings of a great eagle so she can fly to her place in the wilderness, where she is taken care of for a time, times, and half a time. That phrase, a time, times, and half a time, comes directly from the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. It means 3.5 years. Daniel used it to describe the period during which a blasphemous king would oppress the saints. John is using the same calendar. The duration of suffering is precise, and it is borrowed from an older prophecy that his audience would have recognized instantly. The dragon cannot reach her. It spews water from its mouth like a river, trying to sweep her away in a flood, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows the river. The ground itself intervenes. Creation protecting the woman against the adversary, the same way the Red Sea intervened against Pharaoh, the same way the earth opened beneath Korah when he challenged Moses. In the grammar of biblical narrative, the planet takes sides. The dragon is enraged at the woman and goes off to make war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commands and hold fast their testimony about Jesus. If the woman is the covenant people of God, and the 12 stars, the sun, and the moon all echo the dream of Joseph in Genesis 37, where those images represent the tribes of Israel, then her offspring are the believers who carry that covenant into the present. The dragon cannot reach the source, so it goes after the children, and it stands on the shore of the sea. That sentence sits alone at the end of Revelation 12, and it is one of the most cinematically loaded moments in the entire book. The dragon, defeated in heaven, unable to destroy the woman, furious out of time, stands at the edge of the ocean and waits. It is not leaving, it is summoning. Out of the sea rises a beast. 10 horns, 7 heads, 10 crowns on its horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. If the description sounds familiar, it should. The dragon had 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns. The beast is a mirror image, an extension of the dragon given a body and a mandate, wearing the same architecture of power with a slightly different arrangement. The beast looks like a leopard, but its feet are the feet of a bear, and its mouth is the mouth of a lion. Those 3 animals are not random. They come from Daniel chapter 7, where Daniel sees 4 beasts rising from the sea: a lion, a bear, a leopard, and a 4th beast so terrible it has no animal comparison. In Daniel's vision, each beast represents a world empire: Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome. The beast from the sea in Revelation combines all 4 into a single creature. It is every oppressive empire in human history, fused into one body and given a single will. The dragon gives the beast its power, its throne, and its great authority. This is a coronation. The dragon cannot operate on earth the way it operated in heaven. It needs an instrument, a visible political and military power that humans can see, follow, and worship. The beast is that instrument. One of its heads appears to have a fatal wound that has been healed. The whole world is astonished and follows the beast. They worship the dragon because it gave authority to the beast, and they worship the beast itself, saying, "Who is like the beast, and who can wage war against it?" That question, who is like the beast, is a deliberate inversion. In Hebrew, the name Michael means, "who is like God." The worshippers of the beast are reciting an anti-doxology. Who is like the beast becomes the mirror of who is like God, and the text wants you to hear the echo and feel the blasphemy. The beast is given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies, and it is given authority to exercise power for 42 months. The same 3.5 years, the same window. The text is stacking these references like bricks in a wall, building a structure where every duration points to the same period of tribulation, measured to the day. It opens its mouth to blaspheme God, to slander his name, and his dwelling place, and those who live in heaven. It is given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. Not resist them, conquer them. The saints lose. In military, political, visible terms, the beast wins. It is given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. All inhabitants of the earth worship it, all whose names have not been written in the Lamb's book of life, the Lamb who was slain from the creation of the world. The text is not describing a regional conflict. It is describing total global dominion by an entity that exists as the physical proxy of the dragon, worshipped as a god by every nation on the planet, and it explicitly defeats the people of God in the process. If that sounds like an impossible situation to survive, the next verse confirms it. Whoever has ears, let them hear. If anyone is to go into captivity they will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword they will be killed. This calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of God's people. There is no promise of rescue in that passage. There is no cavalry. The instruction is, endure it and do not break. That is the entire survival strategy offered by the text for living under the reign of the beast. Patient endurance, faithfulness, the willingness to be imprisoned or killed without abandoning what you believe. The same mechanism that defeated the dragon in heaven is the only mechanism offered for surviving its proxy on earth. Then a second beast rises, this time from the earth. It has two horns like a lamb, but speaks like a dragon. That single detail is the most important physical description in the chapter. It looks like something gentle, something Christ-like, lamb's horns. But when it opens its mouth, what comes out is the voice of the dragon. It looks like a religious leader. It sounds like the devil. This second beast exercises all the authority of the first beast on its behalf. It is an enforcer, a propagandist, a false prophet, and the text will eventually call it exactly that. It makes the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound has been healed. It performs great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth in full view of the people. Fire from heaven. That was Elijah's signature miracle, the proof that the God of Israel was the true God when he challenged the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. The second beast replicates the miracle. It counterfeits the evidence. Anyone watching cannot tell the difference between the fire called down by the prophet of God and the fire called down by the mouthpiece of the dragon. The signs look identical. The source is opposite. It orders the inhabitants of the earth to set up an image in honor of the first beast. The text says it is given power to give breath to the image of the beast so that the image can speak. An idol that breathes and talks. In the ancient world, the accusation against pagan idols was always that they were dead matter. They have mouths but cannot speak, eyes but cannot see. The Psalms repeat it like a taunt. This image breaks the rule. It speaks, and it orders that anyone who refuses to worship it be killed. Then comes the mark. It forces all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that they cannot buy or sell unless they have the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. The economic system itself becomes the enforcement mechanism. Not soldiers on every corner, not a police state in the traditional sense. Commerce. You cannot participate in the economy without the mark. You cannot buy food. You cannot sell goods. You cannot work. The punishment for refusing the mark is not immediate execution. It is slow starvation, economic erasure, the quiet death of a person who simply ceases to exist in the system. The text ends with a puzzle. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. In the 2,000 years since John wrote that number, More ink has been spilled on those 3 digits than on almost any other detail in the Bible. The most historically grounded explanation is gematria, the ancient practice of assigning numerical values to letters. In Hebrew, the name Nero Caesar, Neron Caesar, adds up to 666. Some early manuscripts of Revelation actually record the number as 616, which is what you get when you spell Nero Caesar in the Latin form rather than the Hebrew. That textual variant is strong evidence that the original audience understood the number as a coded reference to a specific Roman emperor. But the text does not say it is only about Nero. It says it is the number of a man, and the phrasing in the Greek can also be translated as the number of humanity. Nero is the first face. The beast wears every face after him. Every system that demands worship in exchange for participation. Every empire that says, bow or be erased. The number is a name and a pattern and a warning. And it sits at the end of Revelation 13 like a lock on a door that has not been opened yet. The dragon stands on the shore. The first beast rises from the sea. The second beast rises from the land. Between them, they control heaven's counterfeit, Earth's economy, and the loyalty of every nation. The saints are conquered, the dead are unburied in the streets of the great city, and the world is throwing a party. And John is watching all of it with a stomach full of honey and acid, knowing that what comes next